Welcome to the Legacy Through Land podcast, where we're dedicated to empowering you on your journey to land ownership and management. I'm Tyler Markham, your host, and each week we'll dive deep into the world of land investing, management strategies, and the transformative experiences tied to owning your very own piece of dream dirt. With our expert guests, inspiring stories, and actionable advice, we're committed to helping you become a better land manager, hone your investing skills, and start building your family's legacy through land. Now, let's dive into this week's episode. We hope you'll enjoy. Welcome to episode 51 of the Legacy Through Land podcast. Can't believe I'm saying that. We're getting closer. Next week's episode will be officially 1 year for us. Super excited about that today. For sure, I'm excited about that. It's just wild to think that we've made it that far, and I really appreciate everybody who has joined us along the journey. If there's topics you want to talk about or things you think I should talk about or people you think I should bring on, please let us know. Go over to Legacy Acres Land Company on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or wherever. Reach out to us and let us know what you'd like to talk about. But today, oh man, is it a wild card. You've already seen it in the title, so you're already probably giddy. I'll kind of just shut up and get out of the way, but we have a real live influencer on the podcast who has been the source of unlimited amounts of laughter in my household and households of people that I share his clips to. Leigh McClendon is on today, and Leigh is more famously known as Leigh McNasty. Looks like Lee. It is pronounced Leigh. Leigh McNasty, and he is a funny content creator that makes content about, it's all satire, usually about kids in classrooms and the funnyisms that they do and kids in church and the awkward and funny things they do. And it is just all really good, clean humor. I've enjoyed watching his stuff. I send it to my mom and my sister and my friends, and he's just a great guy to watch. Super funny stuff. And he happens to be a big outdoorsman. And I think that's going to be the surprise for everybody is that you, of course, probably know him from his viral reels. If you don't, go check him out. You will laugh a lot. And then come back and listen to the podcast. But he happens to be a dude that loves dirt and loves deer and loves Jesus. So we are going to talk about all things, but admittedly, I'm really interested in kind of his journey into the place that we know today and kind of the space he's in today, where he is a full-time content creator and is the source of, like I said, a lot of joy in our households. So I'm going to jump right into this. I will not bore you with any more teasers of what we go through. Let's jump into it. Welcome, Leigh. Okay. All right. Done in my cheesiest Matthew McConaughey vibe. Don't bust my chops. Guys, I don't even know. Can't even believe it. Somehow my new friend and employee, David, previously over at a large hunting company, now at another really large hunting company, right? He is friends with this guy who I have known forever through my phone, who I've just laughed at every morning watching his reels and sipping my coffee and just sending his videos to my mom and my sister and my cousins and everybody. Not a joke. None of that has been a joke. Thank you, Leigh, for being on with us.
Yeah, thank you for wanting me on here. Sometimes in this hunting world, I feel like nobody wants me. I feel like a little neglected child.
Dude, so you guys, I mean, if you don't know who he is, please turn this podcast off and go see all of the viral reels that he puts out. Oh my goodness. This is so insane. And as a spin, why do we have him on Legacy Through Land? Because he happens to be a huge outdoorsman. So we're going to get to peel back some of the layers of who you are outside of the absolutely hilarious hurt my gut muscles, laugh muscles, reels that you put out. I'm going to make you tell us how all this has gone, because I am just incredibly curious of how this started for you and all that. But yeah, man, thanks again for being on here. If we back up here, like how did this start for you with, go back to the very beginning of, was this just a joke one day, or how did this start?
Well, see, that's the thing. This is where the hunting part comes into play. I started because I was in the deer stand, and I was watching I had like a bunch of small hogs coming to the feeder, and I was getting so frustrated about it. But so I didn't even want to shoot them because my brain was like, I don't want to shoot, ruin my hunt. So I started scrolling on like Twitter at the time. This was back in December 2019. And I saw a friend of mine posted a tweet saying something like, my TikTok blew up. When are old men supposed to ask me for my underwear? And I was like, what are you talking about? So, just curiosity killed the cat there. And I thought TikTok was like a kid's dancing app. Went on there and saw some funny stuff. And back in the day in high school, I used to make a bunch of skits. And I said, well, I could do some funny stuff, I think. And I realized I had a pig costume in my grandma's shed where I was hunting. So I said, you know what, I should do like a hunter skit, like all these hogs, you're like, hey, get lost. And they're just like, no, I'm going to keep coming back forever. So I made a hunting skit, sent it to friends, and didn't think nothing of it. And I think I went hunting the next morning, and that video said it was at 100,000 views. And I was like, oh, I can do that again and again and again for the next 6 years.
Where's this video today? I got to go find this.
It's all the way at the bottom of my TikTok for face. It might not be on Facebook, but if you go to my TikTok page, you scroll all the way down, you'll find. That's what I used to do, is hunting skits. But I kind of, once my teacher stuff, kids stuff took off, I said the niche there was just so much larger than the hunting world. And yeah.
Dude. All right. So I've got to ask already, have you ever connected with the other guy that does I think he's most famous for his public land versus private land deer skits where he wears the deer outfit? I cannot think of his name.
I know who you're talking about. It's funny because I just got asked about that the other day, and I will say the same thing. Every time I've seen his stuff, really good stuff, by the way. But anytime I see him, I'm like, I feel like he's like my little grandson. I said, yeah, when I started, I dressed up as a deer. But no, it's good for sure. I think I saw him at the ATA show, but I was like, I don't know him like that. I don't think we follow each other, but I don't know.
That is wild because I was at the ATA. I think I was at maybe the last day. Met David there, but also cool. I heard his voice. I was sitting somewhere and I was eating lunch and I heard his voice like at a table behind me, and I knew the voice. Like I just knew the voice from his content. Turned around like, yep, sure enough, that's him. But he doesn't have a costume on, so this is weird, and he's not in character. And I'm gonna have a tough time with that for you today. Like that, you're not gonna stay.
Not far apart eyes.
Yeah, like if you could just have the lipstick, maybe just kind of go back.
I can go find some.
Have the lipstick.
Got some.
So were you the funny guy growing up, or like let's go way back? How were you the funny guy in the family?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't ever like calling myself. I don't even like complimenting myself any way to where I like calling myself funny. I don't even like to do that. But I've always been the more stupid one. That's how I like to describe myself, as stupid. But yeah, absolutely.
I think it's been working pretty well. I don't have the patience to edit, or I probably would put stuff out like you do as well. And I can't wait to dive into kind of what that looks like for you now. That to me is the thing that probably everyone dismisses, is on the actual production side of how to make this. Yeah. So life before social media. When you said this video blew up, you were how old?
So 2019, it was like,
that long ago.
Well, going on 6 years, pretty much.
But that's a pretty awesome run there. I mean, as far as and it's far from over. But
I was like 24, probably.
Okay,
I think I'm 31 now. If that math is mathing.
Well, hey, let's expose another question here. Were you ever a teacher? Are you currently a teacher?
I was a teacher for 3 years. And dude, I taught in the roughest schools. And I remember on social media, I'd see teacher TikTokers like, here's a day in the life of my school. And then I'm getting cussed out by kids. I'm like, y'all live in this perfect world, private school stuff. And I'm in the jungles, I'm in the rough places where kids are fighting all the time. And, but no, I taught for 3 years. And on my last year of teaching, I think it was honestly like my last month of teaching, I started doing pretty well on Facebook, and I said, you know what, I'm making more as a content creator off of TikTok and Facebook than I am teaching. I said, I'm going to buy a house closer to my family, like 2 hours away, and I'm going to give this social media thing a shot. And so far, it's been one of the best decisions I could have made. I mean, I do miss working with kids, but at the same time, I said, you can't beat the free time. You can't beat the fact that you built something and the money is better. I mean, that's simply it.
So you said Louisiana earlier. We were offline. Louisiana's home for you now.
Yeah.
Was 2 hours away where you were originally teaching Louisiana as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in Shreveport, Louisiana teaching, and then I moved to like central. The Shreveport's at the north top side, and I was moved to central Louisiana.
Okay. And so you've already answered one of the questions I was going to have for you is, so today, no more active teaching. You're full-time content creator.
Yeah.
And happen to be outdoorsman.
Yeah, for sure.
This is amazing. So
you know what? It does free up a lot of time for hunting now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And is there any tease? Are we ever going to go back to any of these costume pig videos? Or are we going to stick with your kid niche?
You know what's funny is, and this isn't any sort, I'm not trying to self-promo or anything, but on my YouTube, I've recorded hunts and I've snuck myself in, like green screened myself in some hunts as like in my deer costume just to kind of bring it back. But I'm not saying it won't, but you know, at the end of the day, I have to pay my bills, and I guess, I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to try it because I'm like, would I be wasting my time? Would I be making people kind of think like, oh, this guy's, what is he switching up for? This isn't what I signed up for. But I'm not saying no, but that's a good question.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the life of, I say this all the time. Like if people want to assume that we just have it all figured out over here. Like I moved 3 years ago. We did not buy and sell land. We did not do any of the things we do now. I didn't have any of the same team. I didn't have it. It's all changed. It's all changed. So to say what we would do in 5 years, I kind of learned, even as a visionary, I can't even forecast that far. Like I can't see that far forward.
I hate some arguments like me and my wife have ever gotten into is, like, what are we going to do tomorrow for this, for supper, for this? I can't even think of what I'm doing in the next 10 minutes. I've always been I'm in the moment thing. Whatever happens. That's career wise. I pretty much, if it sounds cool, like someone's like, hey, come try this out, I'll do it. And I'll just, if it turns into something more, great, but
that's awesome.
I am not a very, I'm going to do this by the next 3 years, and I'm going to change to do that. I don't know. I go with the wind,
How did this? I mean, we've talked about the first video that kind of went viral for you wasn't what you found as your niche. How did the first niche videos start? Well,
at first, I mean, that kind of was my niche. I was getting noticed here and there. It was very little in like Bass Pro Shops because I started doing like pig hunting skits, and then I bought a deer costume, I bought a squirrel costume, I bought all kinds of crap, and then I started.
You're kind of saying the other guy he's a retread.
Yeah, they all are, baby. No, I'm kidding. But I started buying every costume. I did costumes to do skits about like Noah's Ark, all kinds of stuff, monkey costumes, and I just got to where all my comments would be, how many costumes do you have, grown man?
And you've done some really good church ones as well. And it's what I really love about I'll call it satire, is I've grown up church culture. I've grown up, I'm the kid. I'll never forget someone saying, I had a drug problem as a kid as well. I was drugged to every church that had a revival. I was drugged to drugged to every open door. That was how I was raised. And I'm thankful for that. But it is so funny to watch your videos because all that stuff happened to me. All of it.
I got to write that down. That was great.
Yeah, I had a drug problem. I was drugged every time the doors were open to church.
That's a great one. That's perfect.
Probably comes from our grandmas, So
we were drugged to church as well, but I don't know. I'm not sad about it.
So we're bouncing everywhere here, but this is amazing because I found you through I found you through Classroom Kids, videos. And then also I see the church videos. I've kind of probably stumbled on your whole algorithm, but I have never seen, unless I just don't remember it, I've never seen the hunting comedy type videos that you're saying was your start.
Yeah, no, you'd have to scroll way far back. The quality's not as good. If you want kind of like an insight of like, or the evolution of my videos, you can scroll back. Because now I've got a big fancy tripod, like a big Canon camera. But back then I had a real flimsy tripod for my iPhone. The quality's so bad, the angles sucked, where it's like, it is neat to go back and still kind of, for myself, respect what I did and find humor in it and just be proud of, how far I've come,
So today, do you take us through the process of what it would look like to create something? Are you improvising the videos? Are you scripting them?
So I got to make a video today. I try to do like 2 a week, and I used to do like 1 a day, 4 a week or something like that. But now like on TikTok, to be monetized per video, it has to be over a minute long. And now that that's the case, I have to make minute long videos, and that's a little bit harder to do every single day. But I mean, pretty much I've got a list of, just like I did a second ago, that quote that you said. I'll write it down in my notes.
I want 10% of the the paid whatever attribution or whatever that
10 quarters.
10 cents.
But I'll put that in my notes, and every week that goes by, if I think of something that kind of makes me chuckle, that I'm like, I could turn that into a video. I'll write it in a note section, a list, and I think I've got like a list of like 90 different things, and I'm like, I can make a video with that. And when it comes down to it, I'm like, okay, I'll scroll. Which one can I just mentally envision happening like in a video, and I'll pick one, and then I'll sit there and kind of copy and paste that idea into another notes, and then write just a little script thing, a little dialogue, and that's it. I mean, people will ask like, where do you come up with all these little things, like these other little skits, and do you hear them from your actual students? And I tell them, no, I'm kind of stupid, and I can talk to myself and laugh. Like I had one that I can't remember, like, oh, it's so hot that your grandma died yesterday. Like, I'll just talk to myself and laugh in that way. And I was
going to ask you that next. Are these like some of these, do they come from, or did any of your early videos come from like real life classroom experiences that kind of crafted the videos?
Yeah, some of them did, absolutely. But I mean, in reality, I am just stupid. Like I'm just very stupid. Like I'll talk to myself like if I'm by myself thinking of like a video dialogue. I only peed myself 3 times in the bathroom yesterday. It's just stupid. I just think it's dumb stuff, man.
And backing up, because this may craft more of that than we think. You're married, you said. Got a wife. You got any kids yet?
She has a son, and I have. Well, I'm trying to make it sound more. I have a stepson.
Okay, there you go. I have step siblings, so I'm with you on this.
No, I do as well.
Okay.
I don't know why I was trying to make it sound more scientific. Well, she had a biological son.
What had happened was. Yeah. So what age ranges? Because I'm trying to think of what's your daily influence.
He's 9, but I don't know if that's where when I taught, it was like 4th and 5th grade, so pretty much the same age as him right now.
I've got a 5th grader. Yeah. I've got a 5th grade daughter. So,
but I feel like all the crap that I do, I could easily say that's 4th graders. That's 2nd graders. That's 12th graders. I think all ages of kids can act pretty much the same.
For sure, it is so relatable and accurate. Now my curiosity is, if you haven't been teaching for how long? You haven't been in a
3 years, pretty much. Which that is insane to me.
Yeah,
like it's insane. It's insane to me that now I've been doing content longer than I was my professional career at the time.
How are you getting classroom setting sets today?
So my step cousin. Talked about this.
Let's go. We talked about where we're from originally, everybody. So we've covered it.
He's the pastor of the church I go to, and I sing there as well. And it was almost like an answered prayer. I think while I was doing this stuff, I was like, man, I'm kind of tired of recording in my house, feeling trapped there. And that day I went to the church to do something. He said, man, if you want to use one of these youth classrooms and just decorate it however you want, just consider it like donation, you can do that. And so I ordered all this classroom stuff, repainted the room, and have a key to the church. So that's how I get in there. Yeah. That's how I get into those church skits too.
I actually, now that you mention this, see, there's so much more to the man with messed up makeup, you know, and belly shirts, and my father-in-law calls it a navel fuzz. He calls that navel fuzz.
Bear fur.
Oh, something, yeah. There's so much more to this. You sing, and David did tell me this. I probably should have written down this talk track. I mean, you probably own a hot air balloon company. We just haven't gotten there yet. So, what all do you do? Let's go there, maybe.
Ooh, not a lot.
Whatever.
You want a weekly overview? Here we go.
What's the day in the life of Leigh, you know?
Monday, we wake up, we hit the ground, run. We make
what time?
videos.
Let's go ahead and uncover that. What time?
Probably 9:30 in the morning.
PM.
A little later. Yeah, PM. Make a video. Come back. Sit on the couch.
Drink a protein shake, right? You know.
I really have been on a diet thing and working out, so I'm trying to lose weight. So yes, drink protein. I don't do a lot. It's pretty much.
Well, you just said you volunteer at the church. You sing, right?
That's it. Yeah, on Sunday.
Okay. And are you on I'm on a rotation. I play drums at my church. I'm playing this Sunday, but we are fortunate to have like a lot of musicians. So I'm on a rotation usually once or twice a month.
You said you went to like a mega church.
Yeah, I do.
One of those. I used to go to one, but ours isn't that big. I pretty much sing. I can guarantee I'm going to sing every Sunday.
Let's go.
And I don't play any instruments.
You're one of the staples there.
That's right, and I'm in the center. You know.
Well, tenor, bass. Where you at?
I really don't know what. I'm not trained musically. I just like to sing, and I guess whatever I am, I'm self-trained. I couldn't tell you. I can sing high. I can sing a little lower. Don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I don't even think it's called bass. That just makes me a drummer.
I'm not a bass. I know what a bass is.
I don't know. Yeah, is it baritone? What's the low? Is it bass?
It's bass, I think. I think.
Okay. I just didn't think that sounded right. Tenor, bass.
Yeah, I think bass is the one that it sounds like a frog croaking.
Yeah, you got to have that guy in the gospel quartet though.
Yeah,
if you don't have him at the end to drop down, you're done.
Yeah, we're very knowledgeable about the quartet stuff. That's something our mom and dad used to drag us to. Is all those we'd have down south. They get a bunch of quartets to come to church here and there.
What's your favorite one?
I couldn't tell you. Never had. I don't think there is one. No, I don't hate it. But it's just never been mine.
Yeah, I was raised around that as well. Let's go here. What is your forte, let's say musically or creatively especially if it's inside the church world? In the church world,
you talking about music wise?
Yeah, what's your forte? What do you find yourself listening to?
I'm blasting elevation worship all the time. That's my go-to. And I think it's only because I guess that higher pitch singing is like my go-to.
Yep.
But that's normally my go-to.
Man, this is just wild. I mean, there's just
people are sitting here like, where's the hunt and stuff?
Oh, forget the hunt. Guys. Hey, this is my podcast. I can go wherever I want, and I'm going to scroll and laugh at his videos until I cry after we're done here. So y'all just can deal with it.
Well, it's a different change of speed, though. I feel like sometimes I answer the same question, so it's been different.
No, dude, I'm ready. Like, I want to know if you think that we actually landed on the moon or not. Like, I've got all the, I've got a lot.
Me and my cousin were just talking about that, and I kind of lean towards no.
I'm pretty hardcore no. Like,
you
don't. Like, so we did it in the 70s with a computer that had, I think, 1/100th of the computing power of our phones.
Yeah.
But we've never done it again because we don't need to. Like,
okay. I believe we could.
I feel like we went here.
I feel like we could go to the moon, but I don't feel like we have. I don't know.
Hey, there's another idea.
Kids on the moon.
Yeah, us. Yeah, John McBride's first steps on the moon for real.
Yeah, but I don't like fake. If I'm going to record somewhere, I got to be there. So if I'm going to record a moon skit, I got to get me a ticket to the moon.
Well, I'll see what I can pull on my end. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what I've got going there. I've got a lot of like AI. I've got a green screen. Maybe we could help you there. Yeah. But dude, this is so good. So good. So volunteering in the church, no longer teaching, able to create content full time. Home is Louisiana, happens to be a big hunter. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, everybody. Just let me have my fun. Let me have my fun. Which character if you saw my notes here, they are 94.7% Leigh McNasty.
I was going to say, I'll make sure your questions
also,
how old is
outdoors.
Sasha? What's Sasha's favorite food?
Yes. Who is Sasha? Who's Sasha?
When's her birthday?
So you've answered that you kind of script, but I'm assuming so I've done enough video editing. I used to have a video production company many moons ago, but do not think I'm fancy. I used to do legal video depositions. So, basically push record on the camera and try not to fall asleep, and they happen to pay you. So not a ton of editing. Are you still doing all of your creation as far as editing?
Yeah.
You do it all.
For my short videos, I'll record it. It doesn't take me long to edit because I do write like a dialogue of what I'm gonna say, everything I'm gonna say. It's not a freestyle to where it's like if I've got the dialogue, the video footage, it's just like a puzzle. But put this one here, put this one here. It doesn't take.
And like you have a prompter and everything, or just something to kind of keep you on track, or you just go piece by piece and do it yourself.
I just go piece by piece. But it doesn't, for me, I think I've been doing it for a while. I'm not too slow.
I think you have been doing it for a while. This is good stuff. I looked this morning. You have 14, and I only use Facebook. I mean, so I could miss this by a mile and a half. But you had like 1,400 videos, I wanted to say.
Let me see something. On TikTok, they used to, if I searched myself, because I'm a narcissist. No, I'm kidding. It would say how many videos this account has, and now it doesn't. Man, that's. But I think on TikTok,
it was
no. I was going to say on TikTok, I want to say, like a year ago, it said I had 1,500. So I might have close to like 2,000.
It says you have 1,400 posts on
Facebook.
Yep, on Facebook.
Yeah, but Facebook doesn't have all my old stuff. When I started Facebook, that's when I got kind of good at the teacher. I say good, but I was doing well at the teacher stuff, and I didn't bother reposting all my older stuff that I was like, that's not as professional,
Dude, you have McNasty land. I mean, shut right up. You have McNasty land as a community. A channel. Sorry, channel.
That's just my self-promo stuff.
It's not actually about dirt. It's kind of a play on words.
No. Yeah, it's just like a carnival. You can buy all the hottest Leigh McNasty merch there.
Are you a Nate Bargatze fan? He's got Nate Land, and you've heard of Nate Bargatze? He's a comedian. Yeah. Oh, come on, really? He's really good.
You'll learn one thing if you hang around me enough. You'll learn I live under a rock.
Under a special room at the church set up for scripted rock for
Patrick Starr rock,
Let's go. Hey, shout out the church. I want to make sure if they're listening for some random reason, who has been the big part of your jump and growth here and has been the supporter?
Me.
I like to thank me. No, the church. Let's shout them out.
Oh,
yeah. Who's the church?
With the videos or just church growth?
No, your church that I believe isn't it the church that you're saying the church you go to now is who lets you use the space and.
If I give him a shout out, it's gonna blow his head up, 50 million times. But it'd have to be my cousin Jordan. He's the pastor there. But I mean, we get along great. He was also a theater teacher in high school and stuff, to where he's giving me some pointers and all that. We talk. Yeah.
Cousin Jordan, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to
he's
Cousin Jordan.
He's going to be like this.
So if somebody wants to come and be in church with you, where do they got to go?
Live Oak Community Church. I've made shout outs before and had people come for Easter and stuff, and that's my favorite thing.
Well, we're nearing the Super Bowl of church,
I love Super Bowl Easter.
Yeah.
That's my favorite time. But I had some people come one time, and I was so sad because they came in my merch shirts, dude. I was so happy, but I sang my songs, but I forgot I made plans to fly out for Easter to visit family I hadn't seen in a while. And I had to, during service, I walk over and I'm like, man, I'm so happy y'all came. I have to go though. If y'all wanted pictures, I'm so sorry, but never saw him again. So I was like, well, at least they came.
Unfollowed, haven't watched any of your stuff since. Yeah.
He's fatter in person.
That lipstick is louder in person, and he wears it at church. It's weird.
Breath stinks.
Oh, that's so good. All right, hold on. Live Oak. Say it one last time. Live Oak
Community Church in Alexandria, Louisiana.
You heard it first, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll all be there this Sunday. Promise.
Yeah,
We'll all be there this Sunday.
I think they're lying.
now that we're talking about the Super Bowl of churches, which is Easter, everybody, I have to know, do you already know, are you guys doing Arise My Love? Is that on the roster for the set
songs?
list? Yeah.
I don't think so. I really don't even know the song. I know one song that there's a lady named France. She's got a great voice. She's pretty much always has to sing this song because she's really good at it, called He's Alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been liking a song that I just sent to our worship pastor. It's I Know a Name. You've probably heard it. It's by Elevation. But I sent that to him like, man, I've been enjoying this song.
Dude, I love that song.
Sing it. But he said, dude, I'm thinking we need to do that for Easter. And I'm like, yes.
Dude, I have a recording of us doing that because, like I said, I'm on a rotation. I'm like once a month maybe. That song's so banger. I went in and screen recorded our stream so I could have it to just listen to in the car because I love that song. Yeah, dude.
I love it.
It's rocky too.
There are a lot of Elevation worship songs that I'm like, can we do this one? But then at the end of the day, we kind of believe, is it because sometimes not in like a bad way. Sometimes their songs can be more of just like feel good songs, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
instead
concert
of really
feel.
To where I was like, this one, I just feel like it's literally just talking about Jesus being a healer and stuff, just a father. I'm like, that's the perfect worship song, and I love it.
Yep. You're telling me, and maybe I'm butchering the title, but you're telling me, it's time to make a video, everybody. That's his alarm. It's his alarm.
I got to make sure there's not one.
That's what that
is. That probably is. I've got another one at 8:55.
See, we got time to get up. You're telling me you don't know the song "Arise, My Love, Arise, the grave no longer has a hold." Come on, it's classic.
If I heard Easter. It, maybe. Well, here's something you got.
That's the.
Here's something you have to know about my music listening. You can ask my wife, my son. I listen when I get in my truck. I have all my songs bought on iTunes. I listen to the same thing all the time because the only thing, and I will hear like new songs. Sometimes I'll force myself like, let's broaden my horizon. But I pretty much my songs in my playlist. I'm like, to me, the funnest to sing and to kind of train my voice a little. I'm like, I'll listen to the same stuff, every year. I don't care.
Give me a rundown. What comes to mind? What's on the circuit? And then I'll rein us back in.
You want me to like go down and listen? Like, let me hit shuffle.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, because I don't, and this is almost like the hunting world / teacher world. It doesn't make sense because how can the guy with lipstick also be a hunter? Mm-hmm. Here's my music doesn't make sense. I've got some Teddy Swims. Do you know Teddy Swims? Mm-hmm. I've got a rock band called Sleep Theory. They're like heavy metal stuff. Mm-hmm. I've got some Luke Combs. I've got Josh Groban. And I don't have a niche, man.
And then music I listen. Band, it's just all that.
I like some of their stuff. I literally in Elevation, all these Christian songs. It doesn't make sense. I'll do. If you ride with me, you'll hear a country song right after that. Some little screamo stuff. It's.
I think on the way to dropping I take my big girls to school most mornings. On the way we listen to Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs, and on the way back I listen to Under Oath and Alex Hormozy podcast. So it's Under Oath does too much cusses for me now. They used to be Christian and they just do too much of the cusses, and I can't resonate. And I'm going to unfollow them, and I know it'll hurt them. I know it's going to cause.
We're canceling them right now.
Correct. I'm going to stop. Even though their breakdowns still give me chills from "It's Not a Face" era.
Yeah.
I have a lip ring hole to prove this, Leigh.
Really?
I have black hair. I mean, I have. I have it right there. It's hard,
dude,
but I have it.
When I first got that stupid lip ring, dude, I kept biting it, ripping them up. That was the worst.
My dentist was like, "You're going to wear the enamel off your tooth." This was while my hair was getting dyed black and side. I mean, I'm totally blackmailing myself on here, but look it up, everybody. It's not a phase, okay?
Yeah. Dude, it was definitely a phase. It's the worst phase. Because I remember the day I said, this lip ring is dumb. I was working at summer camp. I went like this, took it off, threw it out the window. It was just all of a sudden, I was like, why am I wearing this stupid thing?
Yep. So, I think I had the similar occurrence. It was like I could hear the sound of my tooth. And for the final time, I was like, nope.
I'll sound like a hypocrite though with a nose ring, but I don't hate the nose ring.
You know what? I have to cover this with you. You're gonna love this. I tried like when I got my lip pierced at 19, I want to say, or whenever. Yeah. I told my mom that Jesus had taken 3 piercings for us, and I was just going to take 1 for him, and that it didn't go great.
Just your excuse.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought about it a lot. Good. It didn't go great. So,
if you look about it, I'm actually doing a great thing.
Correct. I have prayed about this, Mom. So it didn't go super great. But anyways, I think I know God still loves me. He loved me in all those seasons and all that. Mm-hmm. I'll get us back on track here because I do have some questions David told me to ask. These are not meant to be defaming, whatever the cool word is. We will get there. Care. What is life like now? Like, what's probably to me what would be the weirdest thing that's happened, because of the internet? Let's say for you, other than people showing up to your church and you have to leave early. So,
I really don't. I don't know. It's what's crazy is I live in like just like a community area. It's not gated or nothing. I mean, I've had people DoorDash for me and freak out, and I'm like, "Oh, hi," and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you live here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
It's awesome.
I was checking my mail one time, and a lady drives by doing this, like staring. I just showed that nasty fish tank.
I love the fish tank, everybody.
But somebody screenshot a Facebook post saying, "I just saw Leigh McNasty getting his mail today," and I'm like, "Oh, that's not good that people know where I live." But I've had nobody do anything weird, to be honest. Shockingly,
this is awesome. If you guys have listened this far and you're like, I still don't know who this weirdo dude is, and why is this on a land podcast? Just please don't ever admit it in public that you don't know who he is. Go educate yourself. And then come back after you've cried and laughed and shared some stuff with your friends and family. So woods, dirt, faith, hunting, buck deers,
sticks, bugs,
and all that.
Manure.
What David tells me, and for everyone listening, David is, I guess you guys have been friends for a while.
Yeah, they were the first hunting show that kind of get me on their podcast and want me to hunt for their show. So no, they hold definitely they hold a special place in my heart for sure. That's
awesome. So David is how this all happened. I don't know how much he's paid Leigh to be on here, but I didn't ask. So he says that a lot. He says, get you started on your grandma. He says, grandma's kind of where some things start. If we could talk about kind of your roots, let's go there.
Yeah, when I hunted for them, I think that was in 2023, and the reason I know that I can like instantly think of that is that there is a significance with my grandma there because I'd been hunting behind her house forever, and it was probably like 40 acres of land, but I remember when I started, there was a real large deer back there that everybody on that dirt road was after, but nobody was hunting this land for a while, and I kind of hunted it years prior, and then I kind of gave up because my stepdad said, "Hey, we've got a lease, come hunting here," and they had a lot of good deer, but this one just had a real tank of a deer. He scored like 150.
And for Louisiana, right? I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I got into the Louisiana Sportsman magazine,
Let's go.
But, ironically, when I was hunting back there, I never killed a large buck, and I'd always wanted to kill does. And me and my grandma, every time I'd come back in the morning from hunting, we'd sit on her porch because I mean the property was right behind her house, so I would walk out, we'd drink coffee on the porch and just chit chat, and I'd tell her all the time, like, man, I want to kill a large deer back there, and she would always say, you're going to kill that big buck. That was what she'd say. But ironically, the year I killed one was the very last season I had with her. So yeah,
Gotcha.
So I mean, pretty much. It was to me. It was a definite God moment, and there's no. I don't believe in irony to where it was almost like a real sweet send off,
Yeah.
you know. But that was a big moment. You know?
23, you said.
Yeah.
So grandma's no longer with us, I'm assuming.
Mm-mm. No, she got dementia real bad, and it was just kind of one of those. You could tell it wasn't even her anymore, you know.
Yep.
But,
Yep. My stepdad's, both of his parents kind of went in that same direction. And
Yeah.
I don't wish that on anyone.
no.
Even as a kid, I could tell, just how dark and just disconnecting and devastating it is to be with.
Yeah. And then she was living with my mom when she was in that stage, and I guarantee it was probably just terrible on her to kind of see. I can imagine it being like your best friend, like your parent, and all of a sudden they don't even know who you are. I said, man, I bet that's pretty depressing,
So growing up, I guess how has the outdoors kind of been intertwined into your life? Like, did you start in the outdoors as a kid, or kind of bring us through there?
Yeah, no, our dad took us hunting all the time. I say dad. I had two. I tell everybody I have three dads. I had a biological dad who took me hunting, my dad that my mom was married to from like elementary to high school, and then they split up, and then now she's married again. But the two dads, the first two dads, they would take us hunting on like public land. We'd sit on logs, and never would see deer. The only time I really saw deer was with my stepdad, who it was legal at the time. We would run dogs, like set up somewhere and push dogs, and that was a lot of fun. But I remember that was the first time I'd ever shot at a deer, and I thought they were like 30 yards and had a shotgun. I think I was like 12. I thought you had to lead them, and at 30 yards with like a 20 gauge, and I missed them both. But we did a lot of that, and then I kind of went on pause for a while, growing up. I think I'd hunt pretty steadily up to middle school, and then I just kind of quit. And then in college, that's when I said, you know what, I want to give hunting a shot, but put my time in, because, back then you'd go one or two times, not see anything. You're like, there ain't no deer anywhere, but once I started putting my own time in, and that's where I kind of fell in love with it, because I said I could respect nature, and just the fact that to sometimes see these animals, just even a small doe, sometimes that was a challenge.
Yeah, for sure. So it's we kind of sound to have similar trajectories, I'll call it. I was kind of raised in the outdoors by my grandpa, and brought in my dad, biological dad. I have a stepdad as well. My biological dad never hunted, and I never even knew him to hunt. My stepdad hunts. He's kind of a fair weather fan. He hunts, but he is not eaten up with it near as much as I am. And so bow hunting, I learned that through my friends at school at like 15, probably. Like, I would hear them talk about it, and it was like, wait, we can hunt deer before gun season, but you just do it different. Like, it just kind of progressed in. But hearing these stories, I mean, Leigh, the thing that I feel like I miss the most in hunting, and I'm kind of determined to find a way to bring this back, is you said it earlier, like running dogs for deer. While we all may say, well, that's a weird strategy today, the camaraderie, the memories, the things that you remember from it matter. Like, that's what we're losing. I feel like every day we're losing that more and more. Just tradition, the tradition. And I'm guilty of it. Like, I'm very guilty of, I want to shoot a big deer every year, and I want to, I want to garble up leases, and I want to have, all these cellular cameras and all this stuff. Like, I'm guilty of it too. And then I look at, like, I brought my 3-year-old to the hunting blind with me, like, a lot of times this fall, and she loved it. And of course she gets to eat snacks and watch my phone. But watching her watch deer, and just the excitement, and like, hey, we got to be quiet, like redoing all that in my brain was like, this has got to be what it is. It has to be this again, or we're going to burn out. Like, I know I will.
Well, I was going to say, I do a lot of hunting by myself, but that's some of the trips. We got some trips every year that we do that we're unsuccessful, but we keep going back.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like
because, well, the place where I went hunting for Dave and them in Missouri, I've killed, I think 2 deer, but it was in the same year. It was my first time going with my family, and I killed a crossbow buck. And then Dave, I told Dave, I might go back for a rifle season just to see what it's like. He said, hey, we'll send a cameraman out. But that's the only times out of like the 3 or 4 years I've shot something there. But I've seen deer to shoot, but I'll get spoiled. Last year I saw one that was probably 160 to 170, and I got spoiled. I said, I can't shoot nothing else but that deer, and never saw him. But even though we're unsuccessful, like, dude, we go back because every day waking up to each other in this trailer and just giggling and talking, texting in a group chat about everything we're seeing. We're joking about, I didn't see nothing, but I saw a woodpecker, like just all that. And at night, just talking about just everybody's day. That's the fun part, dude. I mean, the amount of, when you kill a big deer and you've got nobody to kind of relate to or really get excited to, I mean, it can be kind of lonely, So, I mean, you are right. That is the largest thing to me, is just the camaraderie.
Yeah, I have so many good friends that are just really, really good hunters that are diehard killers, and one of them vividly comes to mind, that the dude is such a hermit that he would shoot a 200-incher at his beautiful farm, and he would maybe send me a picture, but he would shoot it on his own. He would drag it out on his own. He would maybe have the neighbor take some pictures, and then that's it. And I'm like, that's not it to me. That is not like, I don't enjoy. That is a shallow victory to me. Like, that doesn't seem like what we got into this for.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be excited for a 200-inch deer. I've never seen nothing like that.
Ditto.
But
I'd be excited.
I'm sure like when you've killed 5 or 6 of them with nothing else, but sat in that same stand for that when he came out on a little similar where this one, it's just the same story. It's, to me, I'm not saying that people can't be proud of it. That's just personal preference. When I look at some of the deer I have, not the biggest, like 120 inches, 100, probably got one on there, 115, whatever. But the stories behind them of how we went looking around, and just didn't find them till the next day. It's just silly stuff like that. I mean, like, that's the biggest thing to me, as I love the memories, because one day I'm going to look back and the people I hunted with will be dead and gone. And that's going to mean a lot to me. I'm not trying to make myself sad, but I'm starting to feel that
way. I'm sure you watch, I grew up watching Bone Collector, and before that it was Realtree and all that. And T-Bone, I listened to a podcast a while back, or maybe it was on YouTube. T-Bone was talking about, hey, when I'm dead and gone, like, all these deer mounts, all this stuff is going to be a burden to my family. Like, they don't, this isn't going to be something that they would care about as much as me. And and that's something to think about. But I'm building a barn right now, Leigh, and I'm excited because it's going to be my man cave and where all my stuff is. And I've got this other barn that I've got mounts that low key I'm not, they're not the ones I'm going to, share as much.
Yeah.
That I need to figure out, am I going to mount these in the new barn or not? But you just said it. Like, when I look at some of those deer, like, some of them are 3-year-old bucks that are maybe 115 inches. But I remember the story like it was yesterday. I remember the hunts and how much they mean to me. And I kind of just lean with anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't want to keep up with the Joneses or the the proverbial next week. Guess who my guest is next week that we would all just aspire to ever get close to is Spook's band. That's who, like, how, I think he's got 20 deer over 200 inches. Like, how can I, of course that'd be great, but even I hear it in Spook anymore of, like, it's got to be about the enjoyment of just being out in God's creation anymore. And anyway.
Yeah. That was something I got kind of worried about when I started getting invites to places. I said, at first, when you've got maybe 1 or 2 deer in the wall and somebody says, hey, come to this place, and you kill like a 140, a 130-inch deer, and then you start seeing 160s, 70s, whatever, I do worry that, like, am I going to speed up this taxidermy thing and start to feel like I cheated, like when you kill like your first like 120-inch mounted it, dude, it felt so cool. You're like, I finally did it. It was because back here, you know, it's hard to see a shooter buck like that, and I didn't want to become spoiled, you know.
Yeah.
So
no, I get it. I 100% get it, and I feel that way sometimes on. You know, I feel like there was kind of an era for these outfitted hunts, and I've done plenty of outfitted hunts, but there was, to me, kind of an era like in the early 2000s, you know, 2007 to 20, where we would watch the juries and anyone else you want to say. And I love the juries. Like, they're one of my favorites, but you watch all this stuff, Hadley Creek and this and that. And it was always outfitted hunt with success. And it's like, is it that way? Like, is it really that way? And is that the bar now that we have to like have 12 years of history of it and 7 sets of sheds and put 3 arrows in it and kill it the next year? It's like, I don't know, man. That's just tough to say that's the bar now for, you know, where we're all going to decide we're happy out of hunting. I think it's a shallow victory at that point.
Yeah. And going to like Missouri and stuff, you know, I've learned, you know, and I'm sure it's pretty obvious that some states, the deer population is just so much better than, you know, ours, to where it's like, I just grew up, you know, it being rough and tough here to where when you go there, it almost feels like cheating, you know. But at the same time, going back to the camaraderie thing, if I'll hunt an outfitter all day, you know, if it means you've got great people there
in camp,
fun times, but I can't force. I'm not saying I wouldn't hunt like a high fence if somebody said, "Hey, let's have a good time." I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I want there to at least, I want a challenge, you know, but at the same time, I want some fun memories.
Yeah. And I am completely in the same boat as you with the outfitters. I have done tons of outfitted stuff. I have nothing against it. Some of my friends are outfitters. It has to continue to be about what you said. We have to be excited about the guys being in camp, not, hey, the whole trip there, the outfitter sent me 4 deer, only one's over 140. I'm not going to that farm. Let's go over here. I'm not even going to hunt. It's like, dude, stop. Stop. That's not what we got into this for. And it's I don't know. It's just deflating. There's times I'm sure your season kind of ebbs and flows where you'll get on those lows and you're like, why am I even doing this? Why am I going today? Or why have I gone for 7 times in a row? Yeah. And I partly think, like, I've heard all these discussions about cell cameras and all these things that we could all talk about, you know, have ruined the sport. And have tons of them. I do kind of miss the days where, like, you just didn't know. Like, you just didn't know what was there. You just, especially on outfitted hunts, you usually didn't know what was there. So you were hunting as if a 200 existed every morning. You were just in it. You were locked in because you didn't know. And he and the outfitter didn't either, you know? Yeah,
you're hunting that buck that's been leaving that rub on that tree, thinking it's like a 150-inch deer and it's a spike.
Yeah, you did, but it was like the excitement was the same. I don't know. I just kind of I crave that anymore. I'm just trying to get back to that. And
that's fair.
You know, I don't know, not measure inches as much, but
it's
hard to talk to you about hunting. Like, I just can't. I didn't know that you weren't just the funny real guy with
cat costumes.
Yeah, cartwheels, hitting desks, and turning around in church awkwardly like we always did, and then coughing on people with stuff coming out of your nose. And so now we're like in this hunting. Anyway, I'll lock in. I'll lock in. Let's
go. You go.
Let's go. God is good. Let's go.
Well, with the cell cam thing, I like them, but I definitely understand your point, like, for sure. And I'm not saying I'm not that way, but right now where I hunt's like we have some family land where I killed that one behind my grandma's house, but at the moment I live like 40 minutes away, and I'm not saying there's people that drive further than me, but cameras to me definitely can help me with, like,
100%.
Do I have a deer do I want to keep driving, burning gas every day?
Yep.
But if I lived closer, I wouldn't have a problem. I would just go out every day not knowing what's there. But I guess definitely helps me know, can I sleep in this season?
For sure. Yeah, and it's made us more efficient, you know. There's a balance. I think what I'm trying to reset myself with cellular cameras, and I said this on previous podcasts, but I run we buy and sell farms. We buy land, we generally make improvements to it, and we sell it. And I tell anyone that'll listen, I sell what I have to, I keep what I can afford to. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. This is how I feed my family, is selling dirt. And obviously I get slaughtered every time we sell a piece of dirt. I'm just the land flipper, yada, yada. So I'm whatever. I have broad shoulders, but I was running 75-ish cellular cameras this last year on 10 counties worth of properties, and some in Illinois and some in Ohio. What I've learned is I'm not so much going to be interested in the camera telling me, well, did this buck hit that exact scrape that I thought he was going to hit that morning and that I should have been in the stand, and that's where the camera was, and now I just screwed my hunt up. I'm going to kind of really retrain myself that the camera is going to tell me what deer are there. Mm-hmm. You then got to go be the hunter and just figure that out, because we think that the camera shows us everything. And how many times you've been in the stand and you're like, I saw 20 deer, and your camera pictured 2.
Yeah.
It's we tease ourselves to think, oh gosh, well, nothing moved this morning, I'm good. Nah, that's probably not true.
I think for me, cameras, I'm not one to sit there and be like, dang, that's only a 120-inch deer. I ain't got no 150. I'm not that type. A pretty 115, 120, dude. If I get that on camera, I'm excited, and I have to, for me, I feel like I have to see a target buck, one that I'm like, you're my deer for the season. Yep. And I had one this year, and, it never fails. We go to Missouri early. The day we leave from Missouri, he daylights for the first time in front of my stand. I'm like, oh, go figure. That happened 2 years in a row. And ironically, my cousin and his wife live at the property. Like they don't have to drive 40 minutes. They can walk in their backyard. And his wife was like, man, I'd love to kill a buck. Never killed a big buck. And I said, well, there's one out there, but I can't promise I won't shoot it. But the day I get back from Missouri, they called me and said, we killed the buck. And I'm like, yay! I'm happy for you.
Cut the show.
but no, I am happy for you. I think what made me more sad was like, dang, that was like the only one I knew of. I'm not saying there's not more bucks out there, but I was just looking forward to just going out and sitting. I wouldn't even taking a rifle. I think they were rifle hunting. I said, you know what? I just got into bow hunting to where I was like, I just want to sit out with my bow.
Dude, I've slept on Louisiana being a big buck state, but I had a family friend move there years and years and years ago, 20 years ago, and I mean, he was always showing giant in Louisiana, like big deer. Deer you would shoot anywhere in the country. I didn't know that it was a producer, but
it definitely can be. Yeah, a cool feature that, because Louisiana is not like these open countries where all the deer, if you kill a big deer, its horns are bleach white. Yep. One cool thing is we've got a lot of pine thickets, a lot of shaded areas to where, and I feel like we produce a lot of bucks that their horn color is like chocolate, darker. And I love that. I feel like that's such a cool thing. I'm not saying other states don't produce that, but that's one thing we do.
You got any, if we're going to stay in this hunting vein here, and this is obviously valid to stay in, I can tell you're passionate about it, which is exciting to see. You got any hunts this year that you're excited about?
I've got a few. One is just turkeys. I got into
you said that before
hunting.
We got on. Come to Ohio if you want to hunt turkeys. You're welcome to anything I've got.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But here's the thing. Anytime I hunt something like that for the first time, I'm like, I have to do it myself first. I'm not saying I wouldn't come at all. If I was unsuccessful, I'd be like, yeah, I'll come.
No, I'll just I'll just tell you that here's the dirt we own and off you go.
That'd be cool. No, I killed a hen turkey in Texas during the fall season just for the meat. It was on a deer feeder. But
I'm glad you clarified that.
But after eating it, we were like, my wife was like, can you kill more of these? Because it was so good.
Really good.
And I said, this year I'm going to try to get into turkey season just for the meat. But I remember the first morning I went out there, I said, I ain't going to hear nothing. And the first morning when the sun came up, heard a gobble, dude, my heart raced. Mm-hmm. I took off running. And I was so excited. After that first day, dude, I was hooked. I'd get nervous in the morning, and I wasn't successful all year long, but I'd get close. And then I said, man, if I had more preparation, knew what these birds were actually doing here, I could have got one easy, I feel. And I got pretty good with all my calls, my mouth call included. But this year we've got because when I was going out there, I was finding where these turkeys were pitching down. And I had to get through thicket after thicket, and I'd cut pliers. I'd start in the dark, and then sun's coming up, I'm sweating. But this year I've got roads. We got a tractor out there, made some roads, and I'm excited. But other than turkeys, in the first week of June, I'll be going back to New Brunswick, Canada, to bear hunt. Wow. I went on a black bear hunt this past year with my bow, but it was my first time shooting at a mammal with my bow, and I torqued and I shot completely behind this bear. But now I feel like I gotta redeem myself. But other than that, I've got some normal deer hunts. But I'm sure other invites. It seems like every year invites come for whitetail here and there, and I say yes to every single one of them.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I feel like I'm just word salading, like rambling.
No, this is good. I mean, is there any of the whitetail hunts that are probably, I don't know if they're all in the Midwest, or is there any that kind of stand out as a little bit more unique than others?
We do, like I said, we do that Missouri hunt every year, and I mean, we plan on doing that. My uncle has a friend with a land out in Oklahoma. We'll go hunt out there. This year was where I got my first archery buck with my compound bow this year in South Texas. That was my first invite down there. It was a low fenced area, but it was so fun. But that was one of my favorite places to go, just because I'm the type looking at all the different species of bird flying. Yeah. Okay. But
I've never been to Texas. I've heard a lot of my diehard buddies keep saying that they're bit that Texas is the juice, but never been.
Yeah, I know. I think like your northern Texas and West Texas, those deer don't tend to get real large, I think. But I'm not saying you can't get some good bucks out there. When I say like good, like 120s, 130s, you can. But for some reason, when you go to like South Texas, there's the genetics, I guess. Those deer just seem larger,
It's kind of amazing. I mean, I am no scholar on Texas deer and kind of how they get so big, but it just kind of makes you wonder, because we all just think at least I do. I think in my head that the biggest deer come from the Midwest because it has the best soil and they get the best. They eat soybeans all summer and all these things. And then you get down to Texas, and it's like these deer walk on rocks, and they live on a cactus, and they eat corn from a spinner feeder and whatever browse they eat, and they're 35 inches wide and 180 inches. Like it's baffling.
Hey, I'm not asking questions. If people are like, "Hey, come hunt them for free," I'll go. Big Daddy like free.
I don't know what trailer they came out of. I never saw it.
That's some corn-fed deer. One other hunt I did last year was in Colorado. I tried to draw for mule deer, but I didn't get it. My buddy had a friend that had a land voucher, and I bought it. So we did some like city hunting for mule deer. And the last 5 minutes of the last day, I shot a cool looking mule deer at 60 yards, freaky looking rack. I think he got hit by a car or something, and his rack was growing strange, but he had dark brown horns, real neat looking. Shot him at 60 yards, great shot. But he ended up following a group of does to like some property owned by some very anti-hunters. And I mean, I'm sure we could have called game warden, but we could see over like the property, and we couldn't see him back there to where it's like we wouldn't even know where to track him and stuff like that. But we and it was like we got out there early morning before I had to fly out and just couldn't find anything. But I think I might be going back for that hunt, because I've always wanted a mule deer. And that was I feel like anytime I'm unsuccessful with that, I'm like, I have to get my get back,
Yeah, dude, that's an interesting concept. Colorado, but you're saying urban hunting.
Yeah, well, we had like access to like some fields and like crop patches and stuff. But it was like we would bounce around. We'd go spot and stalk on some land we had access. If we weren't successful, we'd go check these fields and try to spot and stalk there. It was fun. It was different.
Yeah, that is. I one of the funnest hunts I ever did out of all the hunts that I can think of that I've been on. The funnest hunt I ever did was an antelope hunt in Wyoming with a bow.
I want to do one of those.
Yeah. Super low key. I mean, beautiful, beautiful terrain. I ended up harvesting my antelope out of a windmill, a water windmill. It's what they do out there is the windmill is a pump for the spring, for the watering troughs for the cattle. And we could go off on a tangent, but Leigh, I didn't know anything about antelope. So I could have shot like a, 90 incher. I would have had no idea. I had no idea what the size of one was. I remember asking the outfitter, like when he's dropping me off, like, how will I know, like, what's a big one? He's like, you'll just know. They'll act different. They'll wait on the herd to finish watering. Like, you'll just know. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in this thing all day, all day. Got so hot that I got down, took half my clothes off, and got in the trough, but I mean, the clouds, it's like you just grab them with your hand. Yeah. Windmills like a foot above your head, just going, pumping the water. But I'll never forget that guy said, the outfitter I was with, he's from my hometown, actually, been doing it for like 20 years. And he took 51 hunters that year, took 51 bow hunters, and 51 killed an antelope. Right.
So I'd like to go.
And it was cheap. Just a great hunt. I saw animals I never thought I would see. I saw like wolverines and badgers and just stuff.
That's cool.
I saw bobcats water at the hole. I mean, just cool stuff.
That's awesome.
I missed my ADDism here. He told me, for anyone that doesn't know anything about antelope, here's your free fact for the day. He told me that oftentimes they will live and die in the same pasture that they are fenced in. Like if the rancher runs fence for cattle, antelope do not like to jump a fence. Oh. So, and here's the other thing he said, and they can't see at night. Like it's not impossible for them, but they bed down at night. So this was kind of like he said, listen, if you hunt that water hole today and they don't water today, they're going to bed at night. They live and die in the same pasture. If you're on one of the water holes and they didn't drink today, every day is a better chance, you know what I mean, that they're going to come in to drink. It was just a wild concept to me.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know they wouldn't jump a fence. He just maybe it's not that they won't, but he said they just don't like to.
Yeah.
So they die in the same pasture they're raised in.
Antelope's definitely one of those ones that I'm like, that and the axis deer are two that I'm like, I feel like I have to do it in an order. Like, I guess it's just OCD or something, but I'm like, got to get my mule deer first.
Yep.
Whitetails, I mean, I hunt them everywhere all the time because it's very common. But after that, my next one is either like axis deer or pronghorn. So I don't know.
Dude, we'll have to get together in camp. It'd be fun. That'd be
awesome.
I'll hold the camera and redo your lipstick while we're doing, hunting videos. If I send you a Legacy Acres Land Company shirt that's like way too small, do you think you can just cameo that in one of your? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I can do that.
David, send him a shirt. Who knows if he'll see this. I got a couple rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
Back into you happen to have shot a few videos about yourself and made people laugh before. What would be some advice? We've got guest.
Well,
we have a guest.
My little sweetheart came up, so I had to pick her up. She was looking at me.
What's your everybody get on YouTube if you've just been listening in your car. What's this sweetheart's name?
Her name's Phoebe. She's got a real flat face if she'll turn around and show
Phoebe.
it. You look at her.
You know what she looks like? She reminds me of the cat, the viral clip that diabetes.
Yeah, look at her.
Dude, she's saying it right now. Diabetes.
Yes, she's the sweetest thing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I cut off your question.
She seems like a real fireball. Question is, if you were going to recommend to someone any advice for someone just trying to get started in content today, maybe they. Obviously, you're not allowed, everybody, disclosure, he's already patented satire of kids in classrooms. He's patented satire of super cultural Christian Bible Belt church upbringing with rigid structure. He's also patented, apparently, hunting costumes. So other than those things, if someone
sue.
Yeah, he will sue. He will sue you. Other than that, if someone had kind of a niche, how would you recommend someone get into it today?
You have to do something that you like. Like it has to be something you enjoy. It has to be something that you deep down feel that you have a knack for. When I was in high school, we were out in the middle of the woods recording Safari Man skits where we would get our friend to be butt naked out in the woods recording it. I would sit there, today we're looking for the legendary chupacabra, and it would just was something we did. We enjoyed actually. We enjoyed doing it, and we would make people laugh on Facebook before these other video sharing platforms came out. And I mean, that's what I do. And I got my wife on it. She's liked watching these food videos, and I said, look, just try it out. And she's been doing it and doing well. And sometimes she's hit points to where she was like, oh, my video's not doing well. And I'm like, look, if you want to be successful in that, you can't worry about that all the time. It has to be something that you enjoy doing. And if it catches on, great. Sometimes it's slow. And that's just my advice. It has to be for fun at first, and it has to be something you enjoy.
And then just now, today, I think the barrier to entry has gotten so much simpler because of our phones. Would you suggest someone just use your phone, just continue to create?
Mm-hmm. I've had people say stuff like, well, how'd you start making money from it? I want to make money. I want to quit my job. I'm like, well, I did it for 3 years before I quit my job, and I did it for free for like a year and a half. And then I started making few tens of dollars,
Yeah.
And if you want it full time, you definitely have to find something you can be repetitive with, but you have to put in the work. I was working as a teacher full time, and I would stay after school, record videos. Even before teacher videos, I'd go to my dad's house and go record a bunch of deer skits all weekend long, record like 5 of them, go back home and put them together, and every day have video. I mean, you have to put in time. It's a job for sure.
Yeah. I will never forget hearing when I kind of went on this journey, and full disclosure, Leigh, this is why I hired David. I told David I want to do 10 times. I want to put out 10 times the content that we did the year before. I want to put 10 times out the next year. I want to keep going. And I want him to touch all of the things that we put out and make sure and craft this to where we're telling a story all the time and building a brand. And I'll never forget the content creation, the editors that I would have would just say, like, you literally just have to continue to shoot content. You have to continue to shoot, never look at the analytics, never look at the results, continue to shoot, continue to post, never look at the likes, never look at the views, never look at anything, just continue to post. And at a certain point, you will start to gain momentum.
Yeah.
And it takes a while. And most people just get too deflated out of the gate because they think that their things will do better than they do. And, have no idea why.
Well, when you do that too, you start to compare yourself to other people doing it, and you get to a point where you're like, man, I suck compared to them. But one thing I did is, even if I got, because I would look at mine, and it can rot your brain with like negativity. But at the same time, one thing I would turn it into is a healthy comparison. Like, what are they doing better? How did they start their video? Did they start out swinging? Did they kind of do a slow build up on skit stuff? And I think that's something that I got into. If I saw a video I thought was funny, I'm like, oh, what worked well for them, and how could I incorporate it to mine? But I've always said too, when you're in that moment of like, well, this idea sucked, it didn't do good all 3 times I did it. My thought is, literally throw spitballs at the ceiling until something sticks. That's how you got to do it. I mean, I kind of was all over the place until I'm like, okay, this works, and now I'm known as the guy who's dressing up his children, sadly.
Leigh, I'm not kidding. If I had my big girls here, my big girls are 10 and 12. They literally could walk in and they will fight in the car and say, I don't even care. And they will literally do this back and forth. And so when I watch your videos, not only are they laughing with you because they've heard it, but they do it organically now. It's so accurate.
I'm very flattered. Yeah,
he's great. Definitely. He's glad to normalize the kid fights in all American households, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like I get a lot of people that are like, man, I feel like nobody relates to me as a teacher or a parent. And now I feel like somebody does with your videos. So I'm thankful.
Where did this comes to mind? One of the most probably famous statements you make. Where did this one come to birth in your content, which is, why are you up?
Dude, it's the same.
Do it. You got to do it right now. Give us your best one.
Oh, why are you up? But there's three things. It's why are you up? Literally don't even care. And the Sasha thing. All three of those were not meant to be things. I just said it one time and people were like, you didn't say it again. Why didn't you say it in this video? I'm like, I didn't know I was supposed to, so I kept doing it.
What's the Sasha thing? I know the other two.
Just the character with the far apart eyes that I'll put the filter on.
Okay.
I did her one time in a video and everybody was like, well, didn't you do it again? I said, I didn't know I was supposed to. And then I did it again. Keep doing more. And you'll hit a point, too, where people tell you exactly what they want. And I mean, even if you don't want to do it, I will say that if you do it, there's some success there.
So do you can tell us, we won't tell anyone. Do you want Sasha to go away or are you good with Sasha?
I don't mind it. Okay. I feel like I've got it's almost like now in the past, I never had like characters I did have characters with names. And now I feel like my social media has now become almost like a TV show. It's the same characters getting into something else different. It used to be, I used to just make up names. Hi, I'm Timothy Johnson. Hi, I'm Gilgamore. Just stupid stuff, But now I feel like I've kind of just made my own little storyline.
They are accurate, dude. They are so accurate. So accurate. We're gonna go absolute rapid fire here. I only have a couple more questions. Rapid fire. What is your favorite wild game meal?
I really haven't tried much. I've tried whitetail axis deer, an elk sausage one time. I've eaten some wild duck and turkey, but I mean, I'm probably just going to stick with my mashed potatoes and fried deer backstrap.
Okay. And you're preparing this yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I'm not sharing either. That's a lie. I share.
I was going to say, I mean, there's if you mean sharing the meat or sharing the recipe.
Oh, my recipe ain't nothing crazy.
That's what I was going to say. Most people kind of stick to the basics on that.
I'll let it sit in some milk, and then make like a seasoned flour and throw it in the fryer. That's it. I did just fry. I just got back from Florida too on a gator hunt for a guy's show, and I did fry up some gator bites for the first time, and those came out pretty good.
You need to connect if you haven't already. Have you ever met Robert Arrington, Deer Meat for Dinner? He's a big YouTuber in Florida, but he does these catch, clean, and cooks. And he does, cool. Yeah. And he's a scuba diver and an old fishing guide, and I mean, goes and spears lobster and then cooks them. And he's cool. a chef. I mean, he's really legit. Yeah. But I've always thought it'd be really fun to get in a camp with him. He'll go and catch alligators and cook them and whatever. Dude, this has been good. I'm going to rapid fire one more thing here. Obviously, this one's easy. Let's get this one out of the way. Where can people follow you? How do people find you?
Well, you can follow me in Alexandria. If you find me, you just got to follow me, but you might get arrested or shot. Any social media platform, whether it's Snapchat, anything, I post videos on there. But it's my username, Leigh_McNasty. It's clean content if you don't know it. But
why did you come up with McNasty?
Because my last name's McClendon, and when Instagram came out, I think I was like 18, and I wanted some cool name. And I said, my first name's already weird. It looks like a girl from somewhere in Asia. But it's where McClendon is not. My name just didn't. I wanted my name to be more Americanized, So
this is like your wrestler name,
Yeah, exactly. It's my stage name. But at 18, I just left it that for years. And then when I made videos, that was still my username. And I started blowing up. And I said, well, I can't really change it now. So I guess we'll just be Leigh McNasty forever.
Here's the last thing that I'm begging you to give us is, do you happen to know what you're going to shoot today? What video you're going to shoot today? You got it?
Yeah, I want to do like little girls doing makeovers. And I've got some like edible lipstick. And I want to have my wide-eyed character eating it, and I've got some things. It'll be like a little sleepover makeover thing.
Give us a few outtakes here.
I wanted to end with, we don't invite this girl over anymore because she stands over my dad while he sleeps, and just the end will just be her staring. Like, with like, I want to get my wife to do my makeup and make it look really good, to where I haven't written it out, but I've got an idea.
So let's ask this. If one of your classroom characters was sitting in a deer stand with you, what would they sound like?
Do you really think we'll see any big butts today? No, or if Sasha's going to fart and scare them all off or something like that.
Keep going. What else would they say?
Oh, dude, I couldn't tell you. They could say anything in the book. Pretty much anything your child could say, just put it in my stupid voice, and that's what would be said.
You know, this probably could be, if you've not already shot this, you could probably come up with the taking kids hunting for the first time talk track.
I did make one video like that, and it did pretty good. I liked it, where I made it to where instead of the deer getting shot, a kid accidentally got shot. So
that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
This will be my last sort of rapid fire, but do you know, out of all the content you've put out, what clip went the most viral and why? Why did it do the best?
I think my first and biggest one that I got a lot of feedback from was, I don't know if you've seen my snapping turtle video.
Maybe.
I got into a nasty creek, and this was early in my career of social media, and every time I reposted, it does great every time. But I'm like, hey, get out of there quick. And then the other me's like, wow, what's wrong? And I'm like, there's huge snapping turtles. Come on. And then it pans to me in like a turtle mascot costume walking and snapping. Very corny, but for some reason every time it goes on Facebook, it's reaching like 20 million views or something like that.
So you think Snapping Turtle's the one that has gone the most viral?
Yeah, I think so. I was getting a lot of like big streamers reacting to it on like streaming stuff like Twitch and all that. So, I mean, I don't know. A lot of shares.
Let's go. Have you done some collabs that we may not know about or may be able to find that would be interesting? Are you a collabor?
I am, but my circle's kind of tight because I don't know, with content creator friends, dude, some of them, a lot of them have just rubbed me the wrong way to where I've had too many people, like I've got messages to where they reached out for help from me, and then I give them a long paragraph, and I've sent them, hey, man, what's your advice on this? And it's just read, no reply. And I'm like, dude, they get on my nerves so bad to where I've kind of just stuck to myself. I've got some friends. There's a guy named Elias Films. He brings his cow into his house and cooks dinners and stuff and tries to eat with a large cow. Yeah, but I flew to Idaho and did a video with him, I think a year and a half ago, and we talked about doing some more. We got some other ones. There's some people with like zoos, like with foxes and like other animals. They were like, dude, come out here and we'll do like kids go camping and get like wild, like tame foxes coming up. Like it's a camp experience. I said, that would be great. You know, I'm trying to get a collab with a zoo. I want to get into like a tiger's cage or something. Not with an actual tiger, but I can make it look like I did.
No, I want you to go in with an actual tiger.
You want me to die?
You can insert the Talladega Nights. There's a jungle cat in the car.
I thought it'd be funny to like get in there, like say, you know how like in zoos they'll put the tiger in its little rock house or something to where he can't get out. Like record me like hanging on the fence where the tiger might pace below and hanging up there like I need help, and then I can edit it to where I get out. They let the tiger out, and now it's walking below where I was hanging, and I could like edit it to where I'm hanging while it's walking. If that makes sense, yeah. I'd love to do that, but I don't.
That'd be awesome.
But it would be. I don't know who would be up for it.
I'll call the Columbus Zoo when we get off here, and I'll see if we can put that into the works. You can come up and shoot a turkey, do the tiger scene, it's all of it.
Hell, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
No, honestly, I mean it. If you're interested in coming up, I'd be glad to put you wherever you'd like to go if you want to chase turkeys in the Buckeye State.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I'll let you know how this season pans out. If I kill one the first day, my brain's probably going to be like, let's go somewhere else.
Well, and here's the thing that I'll tell you that I really do like about Ohio's turkey season is the last 2 weeks of the season you can hunt all day. So it's sun up to sundown, 30 minutes.
Well, what's y'all season normally like?
So first 2 weeks you can only hunt till noon. And then the second 2 weeks you can hunt all day.
I believe ours is all day. I'll have to double check.
Yeah.
Louisiana seems to be like the most lenient.
Yeah.
We can kill 6 deer a year and 3 of them
West
can
Virginia,
be bucks.
you never could hunt afternoon on turkeys ever. And I never remembered being able to hunt afternoon. So the evening hunt, it's different, but if you know where they're going to roost, it's kind of like your last ditch effort. You can kind of intercept them, but it's cool.
My thought when I hear, you can't hunt afternoon, I'm like, oh, darn, now I got to go take a nap or something.
Correct. Yeah, I call that the turkey haze when you've been up for about 3 days and no sleep, and you just you feel like a truck hit you at about 10 a.m. on the third day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep sitting up against a tree a few times this year.
Good turkey nap are deserved. My last question for you, man. I really appreciate you being on here. This has been super fun to kind of land the plane of what I'm super passionate about with this podcast and this platform is just, to me, when I think of legacy, and maybe it's your grandmother for you, but when I think of legacy, like it's really hard for me to put into words what legacy is to me, but generally it all is centered around land or centered around the people that I've, been raised by on land or the memories that I have on land. And I'm interested for you, Leigh, when you think of legacy, and maybe it's something you're trying to create for your own family for the long-term future. What is legacy to you?
I think for me, like one of my goals right now is I'm getting ready to pay off my house. And after that, I want to buy a big piece of property, a nice house to where people can come over and just have a great time. I want a pond for people to fish in, woods to hunt in. I want an outdoor area to where people can come over. Just that's always what I've always, I guess like my desire is like, there's a word for it, but, I don't know, whatever, like
company, community.
Yeah. And that's a big one. I mean, I don't want to be known for, this isn't the only thing, and that's not where I was going to leave it, but just being able to like start something to where people always remember, man, you remember that times like when I'm long gone, we used to go to Leigh's house and just have a great time and a lot of fun stuff to do. But on top of that, in the social media world, I mean, mine would be just to see how far I can go with social media, see the boundaries I can push, and be joy to people. And at the end of the day, it's great any opportunity that I don't have to forcibly, admit to people, look, I was going to say Christian. That's got to be the end goal, is that everything I feel blessed with today definitely doesn't seem like it was ironic or just me. I mean,
amen.
I definitely want to glorify God and what I've been blessed with.
Amen. And that's like you say it just like I do. Like it's hard to come to words to what you mean, but I vividly understand what you mean. Like lasting memories, lasting chapters that are unforgettable. Like for sure. This is crazy, but we bought a camper. We went on this camper trip last summer, my kids and my wife, and I kind of thought, well, we'll see. We'll just see how this goes. And we tried it. We did almost a month, 7 states. And, it's all they talk about. It's all they talk about. They talk about it at Christmas. That's, they had just so much fun. And I look at things in life and think, buying a camper is stupid. I'm going to go down and pick this camper up, but buying a camper is stupid. Buying a boat, we had a boat. Boats was stupid. Buying whatever, hunting blinds, bows, whatever it was stupid. It's only stupid if you position it incorrectly. But if it's creating memories and chapters and things that are unforgettable, like I'm good. I'm good. I've just really enjoyed watching my family kind of have peace and be able to experience the country together. It's been awesome. So same thing, man. Sure. Same thing for me. Just legacy is creating what people will never forget about. And obviously pointing them to who we know gives us purpose in their life. But
for sure.
Yeah. This has been awesome. You want to give us you do the outro. Everybody, you've listened to the Legacy Through Land podcast with an influencer here, and I'd like you to exit us in whatever way you want to do that in a character.
Well, in a character, so
oh yeah,
you literally want to kill big deer, can't kill them on the couch. Okay.
All right, everybody, we out. See you next week.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode. If you're finding value in this content, we'd love to hear from you. It'd mean a lot if you could share with us how this podcast is helping you on your journey and let us know of any topics you'd like us to cover in the future. Be sure to connect with us on all social platforms at Legacy Acres Land Co. and subscribe to stay updated on when new episodes drop. We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the Legacy Through Land podcast, and we'll see you next week.